Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for my fifth audio log. I have a number of topics I'd like to discuss today, so I'll just go over those real quick here, give you a little outline of what I'm going to be talking about. I'm first going to talk a little bit about my channel's progress, and number two, I'd like to give an update about the order I'm going to be playing the characters in. Number three, I'm going to talk about my future gameplays, the games I plan to be doing after I finish the ones I'm on. Number four, I'd like to get some people's thoughts on what I should do with some of these untranslated Japanese video games that I'm thinking about playing in certain ways. Well, I'll give you the options down when we get to that part. We'll talk about that. I have some ideas, but I'd love to hear people's input on it, so please go to that section if nothing else. And number five, I'd like to ask about what you all think about me voicing my opinions, doing reactions to stuff during my videos. Alright, so I'm going to get into it. First thing I was saying, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my channel, that I've reached my first landmark, really, 100 subscribers. I should have made a video for that, I'm sure, a while ago when I actually hit 100 subscribers, but I was kind of really busy trying to get videos out and stuff, so I was marathoning and I didn't have time for a while, and the next thing I knew, I was way past the 100 mark, and I was like, oh, just never mind. Whenever I do my next audio log, I'll talk about it. But yeah, I was pretty happy and very surprised I reached my 100 subscriber mark with, I think it was 51 days. It took me to get 100 subscribers. Yes, I have to again thank my friend Leonor from Leonor's Mind. You can see him in my channel tab. He's helped me a lot getting subscribers and giving me tips and stuff like that. So I owe some of that to him. And thank you all, everybody out there who watches any of my videos or has subscribed to my channel, and anybody who's given thumbs up, anything like that, that has helped me to keep my spirits up and to keep going. And yeah, thank you all for helping me to get past 100 subscribers. I'm not a really big landmark video kind of person, so I probably won't do any more celebrations until I get to like 500 and then 1,000 and then like, I don't know, every 1,000 after that. But if I ever get to that point, I can dream. Who knows? It may happen, it may not for me. You never know. But maybe, hopefully I'll get up there one of these days. And now for the updated list of the character order I'm going to be playing the games in. Most of it's still the same as the last time, and I'll have this written in the description below, so you don't have to listen to this again if you want to look at the list again. But for Nor 9, I'm almost done with Nanami and Heishi right now. They just need to be uploaded. But next I'm going to be doing Nanami and Akito, and then I'm going to do Mikoto Itsuki, and then Koharu Senri, then Koharu Masamune, then Nanami Ran. And then last, I'm going to do Mikoto and Natsuhiko. And honestly, I really want to do Natsuhiko next, and I really want to do Itsuki, but I hear that it's best to read Natsuhiko last story-wise, so I'm going to hold out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hold out and do him save the best for last. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm holding out. Because I know other people like him too. But, yeah, Akito was requested, so he's going next, and then I'm doing Itsuki after him because I really want to do Itsuki. I really like Itsuki a lot. Okay, and then for Code Realize, at this point I'm almost done with Van Helsing. Then I'll be doing Victor, as had been requested. Very sorry to the person that I said I was going to do Victor next before Helsing, but I had to do Helsing. I love him so much. And then after Victor, I have to do Saint-Germain because Lupin can't be done until all four guys are done, so Lupin will be last after Saint-Germain. I want to do Saint-Germain now, but I promised I would do Victor, so Victor is next. And then Yoshiwara, that's almost done. All we have left now is Tokiwa, Kagerou, and then everybody's, that extra section that I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, so I just started uploading Tokiwa's videos, and then Kagerou's videos will be uploaded after his, and then all those little extra thingies. Then we'll be done with Yoshiwara. So then after that we come to point 3, which will be my future games after I finish with these ones. And these ones will still take a little while. Usually I only really plan to do 2 games at a time. It's just that those 3 games all came out at the same time, and I kind of wanted to hit them when they were all new. So that's how I ended up doing 3 for this while that I've been doing them. But once those are down, I'm going to try to just do 2. And originally I just wanted to do 1 visual novel and 1 game because visual novels take a lot more time to do because I have to edit them. when I read the lines, I don't always read them right the first time, or sometimes I want to try several takes to try to say it better or enunciate better, various things. I try to get down the voice acting a little better, but a lot of my episodes suck, but I try, I do try to do multiple takes and try to sound better. Sometimes I say the wrong words, and when I catch myself, I'll reread it. But, sometimes I do leave the wrong things in there because I either don't notice or I'm like, oh, this is taking too long. I can't stay up all night and do this. So, yeah, it all depends. But yeah, I try. And it takes me like a half hour video for a visual novel takes me like an hour and a half to 2 hours to edit because I have to go through and try to splice the audio, as best I can. Originally, I had wanted to do just one visual novel at a time and then one side game, but there's so many visual novels that I really want to do. I don't know, I might just go ahead and just stick to visual novels for a little while. I'm not really sure. My other video games weren't getting many views anyway, so I'm not really sure what way I'm going to go with those. Because really, I mean, as much as I love visual novel games, the otome side of it, there's not really all that many really high-end otome games out there, and I'm super picky about my art, so there's not that many otome games that I'm interested in. And I've already played Dandelion, so that one's out of the way. The other two games that I really want to play that are going to be next is Amnesia Memories and then Nameless. And then other games that I have, see, for the PSP I have Hakuouki and Sweet Fuse, but I'm not sure how to stream PSP feed to my computer yet, but I'm pretty sure I can do it with what I have. I just have to figure out how. But those will be in the future. And then some other visual novels that I have bought that I may or may not read for the channel are the first two chapters of Higuarshi no Naku Koroni, Everlasting Summer, Narcissu, Nicole, the otome version, Pyrite Heart, and Without Within. And then for games that are not visual novels that I'd like to play, if I do get back into that, I'd like to finish Thief off. And there's this game called Betrayer that I'd like to play. I have Decay the Mare, Richard and Alice, and Serena. So if any of you out there have input about any of those games I listed that you're interested in seeing me play, let me know. Or if you have other suggestions, I'm always open to those. I did have a request for, I can't remember the game, it was like Hyperdimensional something. And I did buy it because it was on sale on Steam yesterday. So I have it and I will play it sooner or later. I just forgot to write it down and I can't remember the name of it exactly. But I do have it and I will play it for that person who requested it, which I also do not have written down at the moment, but it is somewhere. Alright, so now that I've talked about the games that I have, point 4, here's the big one for me. There's so many Japanese otome games that never got translated to English and are never going to get translated to English. I mean, because it's been 10 years, and I'm sure it's not going to come over here. But there's also some gorgeous, gorgeous new ones that I just could not resist. I was like, oh my God, this game is even though it's $50, it's just so beautiful. I have to have it. Even though I won't understand what the hell they're saying, I must have these games. So I have one that I picked up at a bargain price, and then I have two brand new ones that are coming over from Japan now. So one that's older that I picked up at a good price is this game called Trigger Kiss. And yeah, I haven't even read up anything about it at all. I just saw it and I was like, oh, the art looks good and it's a good price, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. So I did. I thought it might be something fun to play with, try out a few things with. And the other games that I picked up were Reine des Fleurs, which is amazing. I mean, I'm putting up some graphics from these games as I'm discussing them, but you can see some of these pictures from Reine des Fleurs. I mean, it's so, so beautiful. I just had to have it. And one review that I read basically said this game, even though the art is amazing, the story is utterly ridiculous. And just laughable. But I don't know for myself yet because I mean to read a bunch of different reviews and synopsises and see what different people think, what different people say about the story and stuff like that. So I'm not going to just take it from that one person. It might be a decent story in other people's opinions, maybe even in my opinion. We'll see. All I know is it has something to do about flower people. and something about flowers having the ability to destroy the world or something crazy. I don't know. Just flower people. That's all I really, really know. And the other game that I picked up is called Clap. Kind Love and Punishment. Now, this one I'm kind of iffy about as far as if it's going to be okay to really play for my channel for one. Well, I'm pretty sure I can put it on my channel. It should be fine because there's not like there's any nudity or sex involved. It's just the fact that, okay, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to have to put it in the adult category or something because it does have sort of a BDSM element to it, I guess you can say, because the premise is that you're a teacher who couldn't get a decent job and you end up getting a job at a school for ayakashi and you're a disciplinary teacher. So well, I don't know if these kids are all delinquents or if some of them just simply can't control their powers, but since you're a disciplinary teacher, you have to whip them and slap them around a bit sometimes. You got to beat them into shape, these kids. And when they can control their powers and, control themselves, then they get to graduate and go to the human world. But yeah, I'm not really sure how exactly. And if any of you can tell me in the description below, or if you want to go to my comment section, my discussion section, talk about it or whatever, if you want to give me input about that, what you think of that kind of game, and what I might have to look out for or what I should do about it, feel free to let me know. But yeah, you'll have seen the pictures, and it is that art. It's just amazing. It's one of the most beautifully drawn games I've seen so far. So what I'm thinking about doing with these games, see, any game that is a Japanese release, of course, I probably could have imported them when they came out, but I didn't. But, any game that ever gets released, and no matter where it gets released, as soon as it gets released the very day, a whole bunch of people are already uploading videos of it, just the way it is. So there's already videos of all three of these games, actually, out there, that are just still in their original Japanese form with no commentary and no translation. So, if any of you want me to upload these raw the way they are, I'll do it. I don't mind. I don't think it'll really take me any extra time. What I can do is record my own audio separate from the game's audio. And that way I'm not actually doing separate recordings. It's just one recording and I just separate the audio things, If you want me to do that, I can do that. That's option one. Option one out of all these is just uploading it the way it is in its original Japanese format. No subtitles, just original Japanese voices. And okay, so option two would be, I'm going to be reading a lot of the reviews of these games anyway. For option two, I would be really analyzing them, reading everything I can on these games, every person's take on it, every person's description of it that I can. And I could go through the game and try to describe and narrate game as best I can as I'm going through it. Try to actually seriously describe to people and maybe voice act what's going on in the game as best I can. But of course, some of it's going to be wrong because I don't actually speak Japanese. I just know, I've been watching anime and Japanese horror movies for about 20 years now. So I know, a handful of words and phrases and stuff here and there, but by no means am I anywhere near fluent. So translations are going to be wrong, but I may be able to get the gist of things in my gameplay, basically. So that's option two, is I'll do the best I can to get the gist of the story through in my narration. So then option three would be me doing a parody narration of the game, which basically would be something like option two, where I would still try to figure out as much as I can about what's going on, but I wouldn't be very serious about it. I may just totally make it into just a completely silly thing, may even totally change the story, and just be really silly with it and make it funny and make it completely, totally stupid. But I'm not too sure about my comedic skills. I've never really tried doing that before. I'd have to be ad-libbing, try to think on my feet doing that. And I'm not sure how it'll turn out. I'd have to actually try before I see if I can do it or not, if I can do decently or not. So I don't know if anybody would be interested in me doing that. So maybe I could do like a sample, do a sample of all three of them. And yeah, I think I may do that because my games aren't going to be arriving. I think the new games are arriving on Monday, maybe Tuesday. When I get them, maybe I can try doing a sample recording all three ways and then get your guys' input. But actually, the way I just described it, I'm hoping I can get people's input the way it is now. I'm going to do these straw polls and leave it up for like 2 weeks. I'll link it to my next couple videos that are going to get released and try to get people to go there and see what you all think, get people's input, see if they're interested in any of these three options that I'm thinking about doing. Even after that, I'm going to try see if people think any differently of it when I do samples. So that's it for talking about the Japanese games. I really hope I can do something with that though, because I mean, seriously, it makes me really, really, really sad how many games that I am just dying to play that are not in English. I'm like, what? We have 5. We have like 5 that I really, really love that are in English. And then there's 300 that are in Japanese that I can't understand. And I want to play them so bad, but I just don't know Japanese enough. And so I'm going to try to learn more Japanese. But that's going to take a long time. Because, you have to learn the kanji characters. And that's 4,000 characters for base knowledge. That's a lot of characters. And that's going to take me a really long time. I mean, spoken language is completely different thing. But, you got to learn the kanji characters to even understand the game. So, God, it's going to be a really long endeavor. And it's not just for the games. I really would like to learn Japanese. And although it's kind of a little bit to my shame in a way, my mother is always jokingly shaming me because I'm half Chinese, but I know so much more about Japanese culture and the Japanese language because so much more entertainment has come out of Japan. And plus Japanese is so much easier than Chinese. I don't know what it is, but like I've watched a lot of Hong Kong movies too. But because I love Jackie Chan also. I've watched like every Jackie Chan movie ever with my dad, and I used to watch a lot of Japanese dramas with my dad too. So I just couldn't pick it up though. The way that Chinese sounds, it's a lot harder to pick up the syllables, the way things sound and stuff like that. I just could never get used to it. But Japanese is so much easier. I don't know why. Japanese just seems a lot easier to me. So yes, I shame my ancestors by knowing so much more about Japanese than Chinese. But anyway, enough about that, sorry. So point 5, lately I have been getting a little more comfortable with my recordings, so I've been reacting and commenting more during my readings, and I don't know, has that been bothering any of you, or do you like me doing that? I'd like to, get some input. I don't know if you all would prefer for me to read everything as seriously as possible, or, when I actually laugh during a game, should I cut out my laughter? Or do you enjoy hearing, seeing that somebody else is enjoying the same thing you are or something like that? All right, well, that's it for this audio log. I know it was a little bit of a longer one. I don't know how many people actually listened to the whole thing. I'm probably going to have to cut out some of the superfluous babbling I did. Try to cut this down a little bit. But my straw polls will be linked in here in the video, and they'll be linked in the description below, along with my list of future gameplay plans. So you can either click your links on the screen or check the description below, either one. If you enjoy my channel, or if you just enjoy otome games or visual novels in general, you may want to join my Tumblr feed, because when I do discussions on there, occasionally I'll post things, probably some pictures or some strings of thoughts, stuff like that. I don't know, maybe some people might enjoy discussing things on there. I'd like to have a forum at some point instead, because, although I like Tumblr, it's not necessarily good for back and forth discussions so much, but, it's my favorite thing so far. Twitter's a little too short. You can only put really short messages on there. So Tumblr's the only thing I can think of at the moment that has the most range. But yeah, like I said, hopefully later on I'll find somebody else's. I'll either make my own message board, or I can find a message board that I can join to talk to other people. I don't know. If you have suggestions, go ahead and let me know. I'd just love to find a community if there's already one out there, and if not, I'll start one eventually. Thank you once again for joining me, and I hope to see you in some of my future videos. I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. And I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Oh, and happy Black Friday, because this is probably going to get uploaded on Black Friday. So, if you're going out there to risk the shopping crowds, good luck to you. And if not, then have fun staying at home, lying low, relaxing. Yeah, either way, I wish you all well. So, Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.